In her years at Lime Rock, Ida was credited officially with 18 lives saved. I think it was actually quite a bit more than that, probably 30 or 35 or something like that. Probably the majority of them were actually of soldiers from Fort Adams. And while there's no official record of this or anything, I'm sure that at least in some of the cases they had been imbibing probably more than they should have.
Clearly, her most daring rescue of all was in February of 1881. This was a very cold winter, even by Newport standards, and as was the tendency in the dead of winter, the harbor used to freeze over. So two soldiers, after they'd had a nice time at the grog shops, decided that they wanted to just take the shortcut across the bay, and they were going to walk.
They'd been walking on thin ice and had fallen through.
Again, it was Ida's mother who spotted them, and she started screaming. Ida was ill, and she was sitting by the fire. She actually had her shoes off. She ran out of the door. She grabbed a clothesline. Ida called to her brother, "Please come. You have to help me." As Ida was running out the door with the clothesline around her neck, her mother passed out. She fainted.
And the two men were just panicking. She got a clothesline to them, but they both were trying to grab onto the line at once, and she had to tell them one at a time.
Well, under the weight of that, the ice collapsed underneath her. She went in. And you have to remember, she's wearing skirts that are at least 10 yards. They're now soaking wet. The whole thing must have been incredibly shocking for her. She probably was getting hypothermia. The two soldiers are screaming and yelling. She has the clothesline wrapped around her so she can't get away from them. Somehow she manages to get back up on the solid ice, and she sort of inches her way. And then she got some control of the situation. She calmed down those two men, and one let go of the rope. She was able to pull the first one out. By this point, her brother had arrived. Together, they got the second one out.
I just absolutely can't imagine staying as calm as she did and following through in that rescue. I don't think there are many people who'd be capable of performing that rescue. In fact, when Ida was presented with a gold life-saving medal by Congress for that rescue in 1881, she was the first woman to receive a gold life-saving medal.
And it really is the equivalent of the Congressional Medal of Honor that you would get if you were in the military, except it's for civilians. And it's a real insight into Ida's physical strength.